has various offices in India and Philippines. He has won around 11 awards and he has nominated for various awards. And the founder, Mr. Sivakumar Veerappan, founder and CEO of Anbuvanan Technologies Private Limited. He has founded his company in the year 2006 and has served around 1,000 clients in and around 20 countries. He has traveled across the world and met with many industry and political leaders. He has spoken in many conferences about technology and marketing and work-life balance. He mediates and teaches meditation wherever possible to the colleges, corporates, and even to school children. So with this note, I welcome both of you for this particular webinar, and I think this particular webinar will be helpful both for the faculty as well as to the students fraternity. So I request all the students, as resource person told, please post your questions on the chat box and it will be helpful for them to clear your doubts. So with this small note, I request both of them to take over the session. Thank you.
Very good morning to everyone at KCG College of Technology. My respects to the heads and warm regards to all the organizers and all the students and faculty present here. And once again, I wish you a very good morning. Now, today's webinar is basically, it's primarily about understanding the future challenges. And just a moment, I think this, yeah. Understanding the future challenges and then subsequently developing the personality to meet those challenges and ultimately meeting those challenges through the power of meditation. And meditation in question today is Sahajayoga Meditation. So it's going to be a session in this order. So before I start, let me understand, let's understand basically the key changes that are going to happen right now. Now, before I embark upon the key changes, let's understand something. As we all know, this is a very old notion that we all know about. This change is constant, changes happen. Now, being a fact, changes do happen, but what has happened now is something extremely unprecedented for, the current times. We have seen changes, we've seen recessions, we've seen policy changes, we've seen government changes, we've seen climate changes. But what is happening right now has changed the entire dynamics of everything, starting from life, business, to politics, to geography, to everything for that matter. Coming to as basic as our own lives, we've changed the way, we eat, we meet people, we live our lives, the way we, whatever we expect from life, everything has changed. And similarly, what has changed is business. Now, this change is not the normal change that we see in businesses probably every quarter. Let's talk about global business, which happens every quarter and probably every week for that matter in some parts of the world. Now, what this change has brought in is it kind of just changed the entire matrix of doing business. Entrepreneurs, service providers, manufacturers, everybody, startups, experienced organizations, everything has changed for them. Foreign trade has changed. Expectations from foreign trade has changed. And, expectations from service providers, expectations from employees, everything has changed. Now, keeping all these things in mind, we will look into, the key changes that as students, or, the group of people who are embarking upon their career and they are thinking about starting a career at this point of time. And believe me, when I say this, it's one of the most challenging times that you'll probably embark upon a career, or probably some of you have already started. So the first key change that has come over is fitment over qualification. Primarily, before, we used to see that, we need to get our degrees and, our diplomas in place. And, we have to have our certificates in place. And, that is going to vouch for what we know, what our knowledge manifests or what our knowledge presents. But right now, businesses, personally being a business owner, I can say it really doesn't matter for me, a certification or a qualification or something like that. What matters to me is, if I'm engaging somebody, What is my expectation and from that person, and how that person is going to fit my business, and primarily my business expectation for which I'm engaging that person. So that is an extremely important part that has evolved right now, where qualification perhaps has taken a backseat. I'm not saying that it's not important to be qualified. It's extremely important to be qualified, but what is more important is to be fit. Being fit is, the power to manifest your qualifications. You have a knowledge that is very important, but being ready with that knowledge to apply it in any given situation, and which may not be precedented. That is basically what fitment is all about. So this is one area where what the major changes that have happened in terms of global businesses. Next is flexibility. Now, all these times, organizations had the privilege and the bandwidth to allocate dedicated areas, dedicated streams, dedicated departments for their operations, for their business operations, and for their client servicing. But things have changed right now. Businesses do not have that bandwidth, in the sense that it started basically with the opportunity of doing business, and subsequently it went into the area of finding fewer opportunities of applying the business acumens of a particular business. And the third thing that evolved was, whatever that opportunity was, a business had to come into with full gear, unfortunately without the preparation that they ideally would have had in a normal circumstances. Let me elaborate on this. A business sees an opportunity. I'm talking about the times right now. A business sees an opportunity. It has its own, its own gear of expertise, and it tries to, address that opportunity, convert it, and get success out of it. Now, primarily, previously businesses had their, their respective departments all set and everything. Every department had their role, and there was an information system in place, and the information was sourced out, and the applying team would collect that information, and there would be an analytical team. Then the results would be delivered, and the strategy team would come into place, and the operations would happen. But right now, these things are not happening anymore. Now, what businesses are expecting is flexibility from the people they would be engaging with. Now, a person needs to understand information, analyze that information, strategize on that information, create opportunistic strategies, create relevant strategies which wouldn't have that bandwidth of trial and error, and then finally execute. So the bandwidth in terms of resources has diminished to a certain extent. So what has evolved in this entire process is flexibility. Flexibility is the essence right now, which very much relates to the third point, what industries and businesses all over the world are looking forward to. That is multi-skilling. Now, when I talk about multi-skilling, I'm not talking about that an engineer needs to be a doctor. No, definitely not. What I'm trying to say is, if say for example, if I have a particular skill, I'm efficient. I've done my marketing management, for example. So I have my knowledge, I have my expertise in marketing management. But the question is, my area of influence. My area of influence is completely different what it was prior to COVID-19. My area of influence is completely increased. So I have to have the ability to understand where possibly my area of influence would increase, and probably subsequently it would also increase my area of accountability. So if I have to be accountable for something that I influence, I need to be skilled in applying myself in that area. So that basically takes me away from the comfort zone of my own particular stream, or specific specialization that I've done in marketing management. Probably now for me, marketing is becoming a whole gamut, where I need to understand, the the horizontals and verticals of the specific stream, and need to apply, and probably need to get myself skilled and need to apply that. So if I'm talking about manifesting my knowledge in a particular area, I need to be a more complete. It has to be a more complete manifestation, and not necessarily a very, very specialized manifestation. I will not definitely be asked to handle, a project because I'm a marketing guy. I probably wouldn't be required to handle IT because I'm a marketing guy. But if I'm handling marketing, I would be handling all of it. So my skilling should be accordingly. So we are here at pre-trained over trainable. So when we looked at candidates, we used to understand that, okay, I mean, this person has the basic aptitude, and we can train them, and we can make them undergo the specific training, which is pertinent to our area of, the area for which we are engaging that particular employee. And so we can simply go ahead and do the necessary, training, and acclimatize that particular resource to our business. But right now, that opportunity is not there because businesses all over. Okay, let me give the situation, give the snapshot of exactly the situation that is happening on the business front. Initially, there was chaos. So the opportunities, were all scattered. So gradually, globally, businesses came to terms with the crisis. They understood what was going on, and they kind of settled down to look at the opportunities, and they identified and found the opportunities. Now, when they found the opportunities, what they realized is they themselves were not in the same position where they can, exercise their capabilities to convert the opportunities into success. So at that point of time, they realized that, there had to be a whole change that had to happen at the home front. There weren't any bandwidths, where, they wouldn't have the time to train people and to understand, to allocate the resources to different areas, train them, get them opportunity ready, and, then let them out on the field. So that is over now. So what right now businesses are looking at is, when they speak to someone, they're looking at the person is already at that edge to apply himself or herself, and, just go right out. And now businesses, what they're basically doing is they're just sharing the opportunity. This is what we are expecting from you, and this is basically what you're supposed to be doing. And the person they are engaging with is expected to, they kind of straight away say, okay, well, now I understand. This is basically what I'm supposed to do, and this is what I'm going to do, and this is the set of strategies that I have with me. So that interim period where a resource was acclimatized into, the vision of the business, the way they were, business is doing business, their business practices, their policy of business continuity, their policy of client servicing, all that is over. So it's basically, it's become more uniform and standardized. And it's depending on the resources. It depends on the resource individually to understand and apply oneself to in converting that opportunity into a success. And the next thing that comes, which is actually the biggest pain area right now, which is feasible pay over the standard. Primarily, we knew that, okay, a college graduate from this particular college, or, a particular person holding this kind of a degree, or, this so many years of experience, in a non-scheduled industries or scheduled companies, the top 25 to top 50 companies, or exposure to, on-site. So they are eligible for certain packages. Those days are gone, absolutely gone. We need to understand a basic truth that resources are primarily costs, which over a period of time become investments for business. But to start with, they are costs. And this transition from being a cost to being an investment for a business depends on the resource, and of course also depends on the business. how they interact with the resource, how they're nurturing the resource. So having said that, right now, cost is one of the major factors for all businesses globally. And keeping that in mind, so people are looking, businesses primarily are looking for feasibility. If they have to engage a resource, they need to understand the feasibility of engaging that resource, and they would engage that resource. So expectations don't really hold a place right now. What has gained predominance is availability, the competition that is standing in front of that availability, and the individuals who screen them up and catch that availability, convert that into an employment. And having said that, the remunerations involved are completely basis the feasibility of the business in concern. There is no standardization right now. So that is the fifth change, key change that has happened to businesses globally. And the sixth change that has happened is businesses are shying away from infrastructural investment in terms of resource allocation or resource fielding. So full-timers, long contractuals, these terms are kind of getting scarce nowadays. Businesses are looking for freelancers a lot. They're looking to come into contract with resources who they do not have to commit on a long term, but at the same time, they can commit on a certain period of time basis a contract, and they can get the job done. And that there can be a reputation basis the success of that particular individual or group of individuals that are doing the job. So basically, the word gig is basically when you do a job which is you don't have to be full time to do that job. You can do it as a freelancer. So it's basically a contractual job. So these kind of jobs have gained a lot of predominance, a lot of predominance. So aspiring, candidates, the whole world of freelancing has opened up for you. So the whole world is there, waiting, for good resources, where they do not have to commit to those resources, but their commitment would be, constrained to a certain period of time or just a particular job or jobs. And once that there is a successful completion of the same, the degree of the success would depend on the continuation of that job. So that's kind of a win-win situation, for a business per se. So what we would do is we would obviously go to the next slide, which would I've shown you the changes. I've shared the challenges. Now the question is, who is going to succeed? Who will be succeeding in this area? Now, I'm not saying that what has happened, the changes that have happened, have changed the character of a successful person, or I won't use that word character. I would rather say it has not changed the definitions that are associated with the journey of a successful person. The definitions have not changed, but the perspectives have. The definitions have not changed. The perspectives definitely have changed. So basically, if we look at the seven, core points of who would be succeeding, meeting the challenges right now and succeeding, we are looking at, a person who's going to be a wise approacher, a person who's going to be an innovator, a person who's going to be a continuous learner, an individual who has courage to accept any challenges, an individual who is a good communicator, an individual who is a rational approacher, and an individual who is an integrator. So, these are basic 7 qualities, and I believe some of you already might be wondering that We always knew that, success is all about a combination of smart work and hard work and expertise and, things like that. Now, before going ahead with this, let me explain something, very clearly. The journey of success, what the definition of the journey is basically the result of the manifestations of certain qualities of the individual. What creates that journey is the qualities. Now, these set of qualities which combine, sometimes two qualities or three or five, depending on the situation, they combine together and they manifest in such a way that the journey of success is created. So when we are talking about, now, let's say, for example, let me explain it with an example. Now, we say about hard work or smart work. Now, work is basically manifesting your quality. Hard work. Now, if you're doing hard work, so what are you basically, when you're working hard, you actually applying something. That's the reason why you're working hard. So if you don't have something, that's something within you. So the hard or the smart, it basically doesn't matter. So it has to be a core quality that has to be manifested when you're working hard or working smart, and such many other activities, such many other actions. So basically, we need to understand the core areas, which, if developed, would put us in a position that, given any circumstances, given any challenge, given any change for that whatsoever, for that matter, we would be in a position to permute and combine our own qualities and apply ourselves in such a manner that a situation or a change would actually not matter. What would matter is what is in front of us and how we apply to it and how we succeed. So let's go to the next slide, where we're talking about a wise approach. I mean, that's my perspective on the slide, that you see a person who is intelligent and smart and at the same time knows what is right and what is wrong in his or her approach, thought, or action. Now, we a lot of times we think that, she was smart, she was a smart woman, he was a smart man, he took decisions just like that. There's a difference between being smart and being wise. You can be smart, but smart is a part of being wise. When you're smart, you probably do a job, probably do a great job without knowing what is right, whether it's right or whether it's wrong, or what is right and what is wrong. But when you're wise, you are smart, and you also have the capacity to judge and understand correctly what is right and what is wrong. So ultimately, what you exactly execute is sort of a complete solution, where it's beyond the point where somebody can come back and tell you, okay, you took this decision, this opportunity was achieved, you were a success, but this is something you did wrong. That area is completely, taken care of. So a wise approacher is a person who would not only be intelligent and smart, but at the same time would know what is right and what is wrong. This is really, really important, because, say for example, if you're part of a project, and you need to execute, probably you're a small part of the project, so you've got to execute something which is part of building up of that project. So your execution of that particular part, when you finally do the execution, you probably do it in time, keeping in mind all the all the parameters of the company in concern. But at the same time, when you exactly give the solution where you don't have to go back and do a post-mortem and rectify certain things, because again, that creates a wastage of resources or a wastage of time, because a work done once, even if it is successful, if the approaches has to be implemented the second time, nobody should go back and figure out, okay, this was wrong, so this time we're going to change that. So a wise approach, when you're wise, when you do something, that area is completely taken care of. There's no change. It's kind of a perfect, a perfect job done. The next is an innovator. Who is an innovator? An innovator is one who has the clear attention to focus on opportunities and apply innovative strategies to convert them into success stories. Now, when we talk about innovation, we think that it's our creativity inside us. The knowledge that we have acquired, knowledge that we have acquired through our through our syllabus, in our studies, the way we have interacted with the media, the internet, wherever, whatever resources that were available to us, we have gathered some knowledge from somewhere or the other. I just wanted to apologize for this noise that is happening behind. Probably some of you might be hearing. There's a construction going on beside my house, so I apologize for that. Now, this knowledge, if you're an innovator, what you would primarily do is you would use this knowledge, convert it into strategies, and then once you identify an opportunity, you implement the strategy and get success. But now you see so many departments are coming into the picture now. There are opportunities, and there is your knowledge, and there is a department which is doing the strategy. And then it's correlating the strategy to that particular opportunity, implementing the strategy and getting the job done. Now, what happens is this entire process needs a very clear attention. Clear attention means it's something like if you have knowledge and you're trying to create a strategy out of it, your attention should be funneled to exactly what you're doing, and not be bogged down by aspects which are not necessarily relevant to what you're basically doing. So that's basically clear attention. So if you see the picture here that I've drawn, there's a calm lady sitting here with all the knowledge and very, very clear, a very clear countenance, and exactly knows what to do. And here is a person with a lot of knowledge, but the mind is blown, because the reason is there are a lot of other things that is coming into the attention. A lot of other things that are coming into the attention. Okay, I need to get this done. Oh, let me peep and find out what the other guy is doing. So what happens is the moment the attention gets diverted, so the focus that is supposed to be there on your own strategy gets diverted, and you lose time. And by the time you're putting your attention on something else or someone else, that thing or someone is already in the process of advancement. And basically that time which you could have focused on strategy, you're not. It's a very, very simple thing, but it's one of the core areas where successful professionals falter from being successful. So that's basically an innovator. It's the basic, the core area is clear attention. And if you develop a clear attention, and trust me, all these qualities, being wise, having clear attention, this will very easily be explained to you, by Mr. Shivakumar when he deals with you, when he discusses the meditation with you. Believe me, just for an information, I'm 24 years now been into Sahajayoga Meditation. So I know exactly, what I am talking about. Basis the area, basis things that I've already manifested and implemented, and the results that I've got out of it. So these slides are basically, I'm sharing my experience, which have reflected success, not failures. So if I'm talking about clear attention, it's always been a success 100% of the times. The next is the seeker of new knowledge, a continuous learner, a seeker of new knowledge who builds his or her capabilities on the basis of existing knowledge, or on the base of existing knowledge. You have knowledge. Now, if you notice that we were talking about multi-skilling in, the new challenge, the changes that have come up, people want multi-skilled, flexible employees, flexible professionals. Now, a continuous learner is something that there is a sort of a seeking. When you completed your degree, suppose you're a management, graduate or you're an engineer. So you kind of feel okay. And then once you've done your engineering, sometimes some of you go into the management sector and then you complete your management. And then you said, okay, that's all done. I'm already done. So it's now time, whatever I've learned, I have time to implement. The core area is when you realize that there's a lot more to know that I know right now. I don't know it all. I absolutely don't know it all. There's a lot more to learning. I need to know more. Because if there is an opportunity, I know 10 ways of dealing with that opportunity. Is there an 11th or a 12th or a 13th or a 14th way? And believe me, if you're not thinking about it, somebody else is already thinking about it, and that person has already beaten you to the competition. And there's no stress about it. There's no stress about it. It's simple. It's a very simple seeking that has to be inside you. I know what I know. That's fine. I know what I know. But what is more important is what I can know. And what I should know, what I need to know. Identifying the needs. Identifying your own needs. Areas where you need to acquire knowledge. So that kind of seeking has to be inside. And you can only seek, now it's a very funny thing that I'm going to say to you right now. The true seeker is basically a very satisfied person, Because when you're satisfied with your knowledge, when you have a knowledge which you're satisfied, you feel very peaceful. Okay, I've done my part. I've done these degrees. I've attained these. Okay, whatever be the percentage, I had been to the classes. I have my share of knowledge. Fine, I'm ready at the level that I am. So it's okay. The question is whether I could have done better or I could have done worse, and I start feeling guilty about it. No, that's not the point here. I don't need to feel guilty about anything. Okay, I had done my studies in such a manner. I had gained a certain percentage. Fine, that's it. That's the truth. That's basically the truth. That truth is right there on my certificate and my mark sheet. Finished. That part is over. Now my new journey starts. Let me not go back into the past and start cribbing. Or maybe I could have got a little better percentage, or probably I should have selected another thing, or probably something. This probabilities, going back into the past and thinking about probabilities, it's kind of taking away your time from the future. So in order to save time for your future and not waste time for your past, it's better to stay in the present. So the logic behind staying in the present, a lot of times you come across on Facebook and social media and Twitter, a lot of times you see the small pictorial things. You should stay in the present, you'll be at peace. What is the logic behind that? It's easier said than done. The logic of being in the present is you have to save time from your future and not spend it in the past. So when you're in the present, your future is secured because you're not using time of your future and spending it in the past. So in this situation, when I'm talking about a continuous learner, basically what you do is you've done what you need to do. You've learned what you need to learn. Right now you're sitting, you're satisfied, you're at peace, and now you have the seeking inside you. What next? What more do I need to learn? What is going around me? What are the opportunities? So that's what a continuous learner is. The next, Shiva, if you are there, just give me a ping if I'm nearing my time limit. I'll just rush off now. The courage to accept any challenges. Now, challenges, they are not tailor-made for you. Believe me, challenges are challenges. They're independent. There's nothing to do with anything. Challenges are there, and you have to cope with the challenges. That's the truth of it all. So the person who doesn't fear change and the challenges that come with it and forges ahead with grit and determination, the sense of fearlessness, that taking that leap of faith, that's basically what it is. And that is a quality that one has to develop, which Shiva will deal with. And this is very important. I just deal with this and they'll rush to the other slides. A good communicator. Now, you have a lot of capabilities, a lot of skills. Believe me, you see the picture, there's somebody who's shouting and this person is deaf. Shouting too much that the person, it's chaos for the person. Here the person is trying to say something and the person is deaf. So ultimately the result is oops. We don't want to go into this oops situation. So it is important to have knowledge, capabilities, everything. You're ready. The question is, are you communicating it rightly? to the person who needs that expertise. That's the whole crux of it. And then the rational approacher, who has an open mind. You cannot have ego or conditions. You just have to be devoid of any ego, any condition. If I do this, this would happen. Nothing like that. Oh, I had done this in the past, so I know how it works. Sorry, it doesn't. Things have changed. So it's going to be an open mind. Otherwise, you see this picture here. It's somebody tied to a tightrope. So that's exactly how our lives would become if we are victims of egos and conditions. With an open mind, we are always liberated. And the last and most important thing is integration. You must understand that you don't need to know everything. But it is very, very important that whatever you know, you integrate it with the knowledge that is available in your team, with others, in your environment. Because once you integrate with knowledge, integrate your own knowledge, that is where you can create a success story. You cannot do everything on your own. It's integration, and that starts with knowledge. If I know something, I have to find what I can complement and what somebody else can complement. That's how strength is built. So basically, all I have to say is it's no more about waiting and applying for opportunities. It's all about finding and grabbing the opportunity by showcasing your skills and showing you are the best fit. So if you have any questions, you can email me at, that's my email address, subhapati@nistolagroup.com. And thank you very much. I will ask Shiva to take over from now and, expose you to a whole world of meditation, which is going to seriously change your life, guys. Thank you so much. Shiva, you can go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, sir, we can view your screen.
Okay, perfect. So this is the first screen. So welcome. And it was a great insight from Mr. Sanyal. And thank you so much for sharing all the wisdom, sir, and your experience. We appreciate it. So I'll move on to how do we deal with all this future challenges and, and also what kind of skills that is required he has discussed. So how do we really achieve it? Because we have the academic skills, we have the technical skills, but seems that that is not enough to deal with the future. The future is going to be a lot more challenges, not to get alarmed or insecure. You could see that what it was 20 years ago is not the same, right? We are more knowledgeable, more skilled. Even the smallest kids are now attending online sessions. They are creating PowerPoints. So I remember 20 years ago when I finished my college, in even creating a PowerPoint and all that was not an option. We hardly had an option to touch the computer probably 10-15 times in the entire education. So things have changed now. You're all having your own phones, laptops, access to the whole world. So the knowledge is, easy, it's available. So anyway, let us go into this. This is a technique called Sahajayoga Meditation. And so along with me, so you've already, Mr. Sanyal already spoke, and along with me, I also have one of your alumni, Ms. Hema Malini Nityanandam. She's also into IT as a technical lead, into a company called Inspirisis Solutions Limited. She will also share her experience in the end, how she's been into meditation and what's her benefits. So to give you just a background, Her Holiness Dr. Sri Mataji Nirmala Devi in 1970 introduced this technique. It is a very simple technique. Anyone can do it. There is no religion or anything. It is for everyone. It is practiced in more than 150 countries. It's easy, and it does not require any complex things to remember. But what it does is to help us. Now you can see that because of COVID or not COVID, we have a lot of anxiety about exams or placements or having a good career or everything, builds a lot of anxiety. Sometimes we become very aggressive. We stay up very late in the night and we get into health problems. So a lot of and things like because we can't simply sleep and we get more energy in the night, which is not a blessing, which is actually you learn after when you are into 40s and 50s, what you are doing now is a problem. It is catching up with you later. So sometimes we get depressed, we are into a temper, tension. So this is our day-to-day life. And whether the future demands you or not, even to live as a normal human being, we need to be a balanced personality. So this is exactly what you're trying to do, right? In your life, you want to be socially successful, materially successful. You want to have a great career and make sure your family is happy with you. And you know what happens? Many of us are materially successful, but we are not spending time with the family. Or somebody is materially successful, but not socially well connected. So things like that, there is always an imbalance, and mostly something to notice is the inner harmony is missing. Either we are ignoring our body or we are ignoring our spiritual life or emotional being. So we are being very hard at employees or very hard at our colleagues just to get things done. So emotionally we are breaking all the barriers. So mind is not in the peaceful. So we wake up, as soon as we wake up, our thoughts are looking for a phone or newspaper because the brain wants to do something. It's just always pushing you to do something. And it's never quiet. So it is a problem, right? I mean, we are not doing things when we need to. Sometimes we are doing office work at home and doing what we need to be doing at home, we'll be doing it in the office. We go to college, we just remember what needs to be done at home. We come to, in the evening, to your house, you just remember you forgot something. So our mind is not where we are, right? So it should be, basically, it should not be neither in the past nor in the future, right? It shouldn't be throwing you like a pendulum. So we have a very simple technique, and which will definitely bring out the best in you. You all know, basically everybody plans when we are, people who meditate, we think that we put a plan for the semester and the plan gets broken. You think that tomorrow onwards I'll get up early, or this weekend I'll do something like that. I'll do walking, I'll eat healthy. So we are in a vicious circle, like we keep planning, but we go back to the square one all the time. So how do we get that inner discipline? How do we get that procrastination away? How do we make sure that our memory is not getting disturbed, right? So basically, you are a student and you may be a faculty too, and all of us want to achieve something, whether academically something or intellectually something we want to achieve. Right? I mean, this is our goal right now. That's what we want to do. And because we want to have a good career, and sometimes because of the schedules, example, we get anxiety. Because of some, placement is coming, we get very worried. So we need to make sure our day-to-day life is filled with a lot of challenge, right? So we shouldn't be worried about these things, but this can't be trained. It has to come from within. So, yeah, so we talked about all these things. I'm going to skip because we're running out of time. But like he was saying, Mr. Sanyal was saying, it requires a person to be extremely creative. You can't just copy someone and be successful in future. You have to be creative for yourself. Every person is going to be very unique on their own. They're not going to be a duplicate of 10 people, right? You have to have your matured awareness. It's not somebody can guide you all the time. Go do this course, go and do this training at this place, and go and attend an interview like this. You have to have your awareness. You have to have the maturity, and your personal skill has to improve. You have to be a communicator. You have to be someone very strong, confident. You want to make sure that you are stress-free. You go into an interview or you go into a client place. You are at what you call it, a place where you want to deliver a speech. You have to be having the courage to walk in and deliver what you want to deliver, and you need to be fully knowledgeable. For that, you need to have balance in your mind, right? So all the cognitive skills, whether it is memory or analyzing or evaluating something, all the cognitive, there is a taxonomy called Bloom's taxonomy that measures all your cognitive skills, right? So you will be at 5, 6 on the Bloom's taxonomy level when you start meditating. I'm going to just go to the experience part. This is the energy center that we have in our body. It's a subtle system. You could feel it. You cannot see it. In our human body, there is a triangle bone below your spinal cord called Kundalini. In the Kundalini, what you do, there is an energy called motherly energy called Kundalini, right? You can see it in this picture. This energy center is normally in a dormant state. It's not in a vacant state. We also have 7 energy centers, and they are responsible for our behavior. They're responsible for energizing the organs around our the energy centers. Okay, so they just give me one quick second. Okay, I'm back to the screen. If you should be able to see the screen now, and if you don't see it, message me. So this energy center has to be awakened. This 7 energy centers, there are still 7, and they need to be nourished, right? For example, somebody is not very confident. They are not very courageous. That means the 4th energy center here is a bit weak, and that needs to be fixed. If somebody has all the skills, he must be a great programmer, but when he goes to talk to someone or explain something to someone or in the interview, he will not open and he will not know how to say. So that needs to be, this 5th energy will give you the communication skill. Sometimes communication is not about speaking in English, right? It is about conveying the right thing to the right person. And what you say to one person may not apply to the same other person. So, and then the 3rd energy center, I can see this in the green color. It gives you the contentment. You are a happy person. You are a satisfied person. Because we don't want to worry to get in the way of being successful. If you're worried about something that will happen in the future, you will not do today's job fine. Now, all these energy centers can be felt on your fingertips, with the different colors you can see. I will send this to Mr. Bhaskar, and one more thing we're doing for you guys is we are creating a WhatsApp group, which we will post it on the chat window. So please join the WhatsApp group so we can give you more videos and all that. There will also be a feedback form. And this is a bigger picture so that you could see your, your hand, the leg, body, everywhere you could feel the energy center. So that means what happens when you do meditation through Sahajayoga, you are becoming your own master. So it tells you where is your problem. It tells you where the chakras are catching or they are in defect. How do we fix it? So let us get into the experience because we are like another 20 minutes to 30 minutes for the program. So if you're sitting in the chair, please put both the feet on the ground. And if you are sitting on the ground, fold your legs like this in a lotus position. And if you use phone to connect, that's fine. But if you are not using it, it would be a good idea to put it on the silent mode. I'll give you 1 minute to get ready. And it's very important that you keep your phones off because you don't want to get disturbed in the next 15 minutes. It will be the best that thing that can happen to you. Okay, so the first thing we will do, we will keep our right hand on the heart. You are going to keep your eyes open now, and I will tell you when to close it. In one more thing that you need to understand is in the meditation is we have to go into an awareness called thoughtless awareness, right? So when you do that, your past and future thoughts are getting removed, unwanted thoughts are getting removed from your mind. So the first thing is you would say, Mother, am I the spirit? Non Atmava. So second step is to keep your right hand at the upper part of your abdomen. I told you that we become our own master by reading our energy centers, whether about your body or your health, your emotions, you become our own master. So you ask the question, Mother, am I my own master? Am I my own master? You go to the lower part of the abdomen. You say, Mother, please give me pure knowledge. So this is on the left side with your left leg and your body joining area. Mother, please give me pure knowledge. Then you go back to the upper part of the abdomen. Earlier we asked a question, now we are going to answer. Earlier we said, am I my own master? Now we are going to say, I am my own master. Then go back to the heart. Mother, am I the pure spirit? That was the question. Now we will answer. Mother, I am the pure spirit. It is a bit of a complex step, but it's very easy. But you have to do, take your right hand from the heart and keep it on the corner of your neck and shoulder. This is on the left neck and shoulder. You can turn the head to the right side a little bit. Mother, I am not guilty at all. Mother, I am not guilty at all. So you don't need to be guilty for anything at this point. Say, I am not guilty. Then we keep our right hand on the forehead. Mother, I forgive everyone, including myself. Mother, I forgive everyone, including myself. So you want to put a little bit of comfort on your forehead. Say, I forgive. I forgive everyone. When you say that, you will feel better. You will feel peaceful. Then go to the back side of your head. Mother, whatever mistake that I have done, knowingly or unknowingly, please forgive me. Mother, if I have done any mistakes knowingly or unknowingly, please forgive me. We ask the mother energy that is within us for forgiving. Then go to the top of the head with your right hand. Press the top of the head by stretching your fingers upwards. If you stretch the fingers upwards, you get a good pressure on your head. Press it hard. Rotate in the clockwise direction. Rotate the scalp alone, not the head, just the scalp alone. You can move your scalp. Rotate in the clockwise direction. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Mother, please give me my self-realization. And then you sit in meditation. So now we can close our eyes. We will repeat all the steps with our eyes closed. It is very important that you try with an open mind and very openly, plus truth to yourself. Like you have to be truthful to yourself. You don't have to trust everything I say, but you have to be open-minded and try it sincerely. Right hand on your heart. Mother, am I the spirit? 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 Please ask this question sincerely within your heart. The right hand on the upper part of your abdomen, few inches below your heart. Mother, am I my own master? 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 Go to the lower part of your abdomen. Mother, please give me pure knowledge. Mother, please give me pure knowledge. Ask this question sincerely. Mother, please give me pure knowledge. Go to the upper part of your abdomen. Mother, I am my own master. By your grace, I am my own master. Mother, by your grace, I am my own master. I am my own master. Mother, I am my own master. Mother, I am my own master. Hand on the heart. Mother, I am the pure spirit. Mother, I am the pure spirit. Mother, I am the pure spirit. Just make sure your right hand is on the heart, left hand is resting on the lap. Mother, I am the pure spirit. Mother, I am the pure spirit. Mother, I am the pure spirit. And the right hand on the corner of your neck and shoulder. Mother, I am not guilty at all. Mother, I am not guilty at all. Mother, I am not guilty at all. Mother, I am not guilty. I am not guilty at all. Mother, I am not guilty. Mother, I am not guilty at all. Mother, I am not guilty. back to the forehead, right hand on the forehead. Mother, I forgive myself. I forgive everyone. I forgive myself. I forgive everyone. I forgive everyone, including myself. I forgive. I forgive all. I forgive. Please forgive everyone. If you do not forgive, you will lose your peace. It will not make you confident. It will not bring out the best quality in you. You need to forgive. Now the right hand on the back side of your head. You can tilt your head backwards. Mother, please forgive me for whatever mistakes that I may have committed, knowingly or unknowingly. Mother, please forgive me for whatever mistakes that I have committed, knowingly or unknowingly. Now slowly press it hard on top of the head. Rotate in the clockwise direction. Say, Mother, please give me my self-realization. Mother, please give me my self-realization. It's very important that you ask this very sincerely. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Now when you're done, put both the hands on your lap. Sit comfortably, keep your eyes closed. Now let us meditate. Remember, when we meditate, if a thought comes, you want to say, I forgive. I forgive even before the thought comes. When you keep saying, I forgive, you will find that the thoughts are getting reduced, and also the gap between one thought to another thought is extended. And that's the gap we want. That's the gap we want to increase. And that's known as thoughtless awareness. That will give you joy, that will give you confidence, that will remove your past worries, that will remove your future anxieties. It will keep you in the present state. That one good quality can bring a lot of benefit in your body. It will remove all the health problem that comes because of the stress. Slowly take a deep breath, push it to your stomach, keep it there for a while and release it. Take a deep breath, slowly push it to your stomach, hold it there for a few seconds, as long as you can, and slowly release it through your nose. Keep your mouth closed. Did you notice that your stomach, when the air is received inside, when you are inhaling, your stomach should be bloating, it should be bigger. When you release the breath, it should get smaller, it should shrink. Some of us do it in the opposite way. That's not the right way of breathing. Try breathing. Inhale. Now, if you know your attention has come inside, you are not outside and you have come inside now. Now, notice if you feel a cool or hot sensation on your fingertips, on your palm, maybe some pressure on your forehead, even on the top of the head, you might be feeling something. If any of you feeling heat on your right hand or both the hands, keep saying, I forgive, I forgive. If you're feeling cool sensation on both the hands, good for you. If you're feeling relaxed, very good. If thoughts are still bothering you, keep breathing inside and outside. Bring the attention inside. Now slowly open your eyes and thank you for trying this. Let me know how you felt. Was it cool, warm? You're feeling relaxed? You can unmute and talk if you want to give. And watch your text if you are sending anything. I think I will have Hema to talk. Hema, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yeah. So my voice is
Please
audible?
go ahead and you tell them how to do meditation and all that, like with Sahajayoga and all that.
Yeah, sure, sure, sir. Yeah. First of all, thank you everyone for giving me this opportunity. I am Emma, 2010 passed out. Your alumni. So very happy to be here. And yeah, KCG helped me to shape me a lot, and this meditation helped me to know who I am. Okay. Sometimes. Many things are important in your life. For example, how you present yourself, or how you know yourself, and how you present yourself in certain places is what is very important. And yoga and meditation definitely help you to realize all those things. And as sir was mentioning in the session, right, there will be many situation will come into your life where you need to handle with much focused attention and other things, thoughtless state, and so many things will come into your place, especially when you go for working and all. You need to manage many things. So these kind of yoga and meditation will shape you and help you to focus on the things what you require. I will just tell you some of the tips I used to follow, right? That will help you to get placed in a very good company. First of all, like do some kind of exercises, physical exercises or yoga, along with meditation, that will really help you to keep you focused and in a very calm state. And once you do that, you will gain so much of confidence. And after that, start preparing on few subjects. Some of the skill sets like data structures and architecture, these operating systems, some of the basics you have to brush up. So these kind of subjects, right, is what is expected when you begin to work into the industry. You will understand why you are reading these kind of subjects in your UG programs. So when I was studying, right, I felt why we are studying so many subjects, like 6 to 8 subjects in a semester, and I used to get pressurized. And later on, like I started doing this meditation, and it helped me to clear many of these confusions and also to focus. And apart from that, right, you will get some clarity and vision in your life. What is the most important thing in your life? Health, that many of us will just take it for granted, right? Health is the most important thing, and this will definitely help you to achieve that. And regarding the career guidance and placements, right, I just wish to share few things. uh, First of all, concentrate on some of the basic subjects, for example data structures and also operating systems, and sharpen your skills in any one of the programming language, for example C or Python, whichever language you feel. And after that, start giving up start trying out some of the things like in hackerrank or hackathons, etc. This will definitely help you to go into the next level. uh, Last year, like I interviewed some of our students. What I felt is they lacked some kind of confidence. Everything they have, but they are not realizing who they are. That's the problem. So it's better like they realize, you know they gain some more confidence in what they are doing. They should get some clarity. I will end up with a small story. Okay, there was a balloon seller in a village. Okay, he used to sell different colors of balloon, and also some normal balloons and also helium filled balloons, etc. And whenever his business is down, right, he used to release one helium filled balloon into the air, so that children will get attracted to that balloon and start buying. His business will become more. Okay, so one day a small kid came to this balloon seller, and a little boy asked him, sir, like, will this black balloon will also fly, like that, he asked. So what he told was, it's not the color of the balloon, but it's what inside that balloon will make that balloon to go up. So similarly, it's not like whether you are, your marks or anything will not take you to that up stage. It's what inside you will make you up. So develop your skill sets, and if you have any issues, please feel free to contact me. Yeah, thank you, sir. Yeah.
Thank you, Hema. Anyway, the links are posted, will be posted in the chat. Hema, we can do it, if not already. There's a WhatsApp group, and we'll send it to Mr. Bhaskar and the HOD sir, and let's see if they can catch up later also. Some people have left for whatever reason. Thank you for providing us with this opportunity. I want to thank the management and also the Department of IT for organizing this. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. This is Vasant from CSC department. First of all, I like to thank our management and our principal and the Dr. Frank Vijay, the IT HOD, for providing us an opportunity to host this event. And also, I'd like to thank all the faculty members and the students who have joined this event to make this event a great success. And I like to thank Hema, our alumni, for participating in this event. And I like to thank Mr. Sanyal and Mr. Shivakumar for providing us an insight, a deep insight into the future challenges and how to develop their personality through yoga in this COVID lockdown situation. I like to thank everyone who participated in the event. Thank you, sir, for making this webinar a great success. With this note, I like to end this session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Thank you so much.